Pokémon Legends Arceus is a gem, and it's entirely different than any Pokémon game any of us have ever played. The differences are pretty huge, including how teams are made. I'm sure the majority of you saw my best team for Pokémon Legends Arceus, so you already have a general idea. The way I decided to create the team was just to bring a balanced team for practically any scenario. I'm pretty confident with how my best team turned out, but what really intrigued me was your teams. A while back, I made a community tab asking for you guys to put down some teams you guys used for Legends Arceus. On top of that, you guys also left a ton of comments in my final team video. So with that said, I took 3 teams today that really stuck out to me, and I'll be rating them. I'll be rating these teams based on their balance and just how I feel they will overall help on a Legends Arceus journey. This rating will definitely be more open, just because Legends Arceus has such a different approach on Pokemon. Anywho though, I think you guys get it. So let's hop into these teams. The first team comes from my community post by Keith Tan, and their team consists of Hisuian Samurott, Infernape, Torterra, Electivire, Hisuian Goodra, and Ursaluna. First and foremost, all of these mons are excellent in their own way. Hisuian Samurott, as I've discussed multiple times over, is the best starter for Legends Arceus due to its excellent lineup of stats, moves, and awesome typing. It's pretty much got everything covered in the coverage department, aside from maybe Electric. But that's fine, because Keith is using Torterra. Other than that, it's pretty much got everything covered. Infernape and Torterra are both great choices. I don't need to discuss Infernape because it's got everything needed in a fire and fighting type, and it gets Drain Punch. Happy day. Torterra makes the perfect team member because of its typing. It's one of those typings where I feel you can place it anywhere on a team and it can fit somewhere. I just hate the fact that Torterra's only real powerful ground stab is Bulldoze. Garchomp got shafted in that department too, and it just sucks, but Torterra is still decent nonetheless. It's a solid mon for tanking and being able to come out during certain situations. I also feel that Keith will probably be switching into Torterra a lot during their journey. Next is Electivire, and for how late you get Electabuzz, I kind of like Luxray better as an option, but at the end of the day, they do the same job, and Electivire is faster. You can honestly use Luxray in the beginning and upgrade to Electivire later. Goodra, I can't stress how important it is. The typing and everything about it, it just fits anywhere. Ursaluna is the best filler normal type you can get, and with the aid of a ground typing, it's even better. I love Ursaluna, but that evolution method is just a pain. But if you're able to get it efficiently, it can certainly work. If I were to suggest some replacements, which I feel I don't really need to, I guess I would switch out Torterra for Roserade for more coverage and more fairy control. But Goodra's Steel type takes care of that more or less, just from the poison typing giving it more fairy control. The ground typing by Torterra, though, provides the ground aspect covered that Ursaring wouldn't be able to do until it evolved into Ursaluna. And with how crazy the evolution method is, it really just depends on when you can find the Peat block. I did see a video, though, that actually allows you to find the Peat block pretty quickly in the Crimson Mirelands with the help of Ursaluna. So it's honestly up to you whether you think Torterra will be useful. It's still a solid Pokemon to use nonetheless. Since there is a grass typing present though, Electivire could potentially be replaced by a Psychic or Fairy type to aid in the team's fighting weakness, because I do see a hole. A Pokemon like Alakazam or Guardy could easily fix this, and with the aid of coverage by any of these two Pokemon would make the team a lot more balanced in my eyes. Electivire does get access to Psychic though, so if coverage is all you're looking for and not a certain typing, then I guess you're still pretty covered. Other than that though, not a bad team, Keith. The next team comes from another one for my community tab from Trevor Allen. Their team was Hisuian Typhlosion, Staraptor, Hippowdon, Scizor, Walrein, and Tangrowth. Firstly, I love the Johto representation with Hisuian Typhlosion. Like I said in my rankings video and the best Pokemon to use, any of the starters are great choices. Stab, Ghost, and Fire is solid in its own right. Next up is Staraptor. And if you're looking specifically for power, look no further. Staraptor is really easy to access from the get-go. I'm also really glad it kept close combat. Flying types just don't seem all that efficient in Legends Arceus. But like I mentioned from the power side of things, it does hit extremely hard, even if Reckless is not present. Hippowdon is really good for defensive support, so I give that a check. Nice choice. Scizor is definitely a fun pick, and a pretty well balanced one, due to it only having one weakness to fire. The bug typing alone though, I just feel doesn't provide enough offensive power. Walrein is a really interesting choice, as its dual typing covers a lot of what the player would need, and even includes solid stab options from Ice Beam and Blizzard. I just wish that it got better water stab other than Water Pulse and Liquidation, but it's still a pretty balanced option. Tangrowth is one that I actually find to be a fun one. It has a fun little move pool, and it's a decent grass type. So the team itself is not bad in getting the typing set up. The concept to me looks more or less correct. My only two little changes would be between Staraptor and Scizor. Scizor immediately could be swapped for Hisui and Goodra, which does lose the aspect of having Scizor only having one weakness to fire, but it does include a lot more coverage and still does provide that Steel typing with the Dragon typing on top of that. With that, we do have a hole for fighting types. And yes, I know that Typhlosion is a ghost typing, but if Trevor still wants that flying option, they could turn the Togekiss. Togekiss offers good coverage, and it does add that fairy typing into the mix. Or if the flying typing is something they don't want, they could add in Alakazam with its coverage, for some added speed and power to the team. And it does have access to Dazzling Gleam as well. Staraptor could definitely be kept though for its power, and just have Hisui and Goodra added to the mix to replace Scizor. If speed is an issue for them, Tangrowth could be replaced by Roserade, but I feel with everything, the team still balances itself out. With the addition of style moves too, speed really doesn't matter too much at this point. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. Dope team though, Trevor, really like it. Lastly, is my favorite out of all the teams I saw, and this one in particular was in the comment section of my final team for Legends Arceus. I gotta tell ya, Just Cruise, you suckered me in with your Johto team. I had to pick it. And their team is Hisui and Typhlosion, Crobat, Honchkrow, Ursaluna, Scizor, and Porygon Z. Typhlosion is great like I mentioned earlier. Crobat is a solid option, especially for the early game, and Honchkrow is an offensive madman. But I feel two flying types aren't super necessary. Ursaluna is excellent. Scizor I feel could be replaced, and Porygon Z is an awesome option just because of its excellent coverage base. So overall, solid options. It's just two flying types could be substituted for one, and a mon that fits the Johto theme well is Togekiss. Togekiss kills two birds with one stone, and it comes with a great typing and a decent amount of coverage needed. Like I said earlier, the bug aspect I feel isn't really needed, but because I wanted to keep this team Johto themed, Heracross could be a solid option with its fighting type added to it. Since Togekiss removed a slot on the team, Electivire could be a great option. And remember, Elekid did come from Johto. Having two normal types doesn't really matter that much to me, especially in the case of Ursaluna, because its ground typing is enough on its own that the normal typing is just there for bonuses. I feel the majority of the time, Ursaluna will be used for its ground typing more often than not, rather than for its normal typing. So Porygon Z still works fine to me. Plus, with how powerful Porygon Z is, with that massive special attack stat and fun move pool it's got, the possibilities are endless. All in all, really good concept, Cruz. You're making me want to try a Johto team now. So those are the teams that I found really fun and interesting to look at. What do you guys think of these teams? Let me know down below, and be sure to comment what teams you used once again. I enjoy looking at all the different angles you guys go at when it comes to creating these, especially for a concept like Legends Arceus. This game is definitely different for team building, but to me this just feels like traditional team building versus trying to find out what covers everything down to the wire for a standard in-game playthrough in the traditional games. Anywho though, we still got tons of Legends Arceus content for the month, so be sure to stay on the lookout. Hey guys, thank you for enjoying another Mystic Umbreon video. It's exciting times for the Pokemon franchise, and I look forward to the coming months where it just keeps getting better. If you guys are wanting some more bite-sized Mystic Umbreon content, please check out my TikTok, where I upload daily, as well as the Mystic Umbreon Shorts channel. If y'all enjoyed the video and want to see more content like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be sure to leave a comment too, it really helps us out. I think it's time to wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I'll see you next time with some more amazing Pokemon content.